Hi folks, this is a follow-up for my two other NGK Ruthenium videos. The day that I installed it, and then I forget what the next checkup was. And now we're at 134,532 miles. This is a 99 Toyota Camry with 134,532 original miles on a pretty much stock engine, running for the last, probably the last 35,000 miles. I've been running Pennzoil 5W20 and 5W30, depending on what time of year it is. That's made from natural gas, so it's really a clean burning oil, and my engine loves it. It's so much better, believe it or not, than the Amazon synthetic, which is a good oil as well, but I was actually burning a little bit of that at startup. It has since stopped since I used the Pennzoil. But anyway, on to the NGK Rutheniums. I'm pulling them out one more time for your viewing pleasure. Let's see. The engine's running a little bit like a car with 134,532 miles on it, which is a little rough at idle, but it certainly has as much pickup as it ever had, and it runs great on the highway. It doesn't use any oil as far as I can tell these days. And let's get on to it. Oh, by the way, I ride mostly highway miles from the Providence area to the Boston area, so it's not stop and go. Okay, let's look at cylinder number one. Let me get a close-up. Sorry about the mess, folks. So there it is. So it's getting a little funky, but they're still good, still clean, still got sharp edges. We'll clean that up a little bit. No, we won't hurt it cleaning it. I know a lot of people say that spark plug shouldn't be cleaned, but we do a nice cleaning here. It's not, it doesn't hurt the electrodes at all, or the porcelain. Okay, that's two. Here's cylinder number three. It's looking good. 34,000 miles. This is the model number in case you were wondering. I'm not slipping out of my hand. I have dielectric grease on it. FR6BHX-S for the 99 Camry 2.2 Ruthenium. That's three. And let's go to four. And these have always been in these cylinders. I have not moved them from cylinder to cylinder. Fourth is a little darker. And I use Berryman's every couple of tank loads. I know that you're seeing it be a little dark there, but it's actually in really good shape. All right. All right, we're going in with the bore scope. That's cylinder number one. That's the best shot I can get. Well, I guess it's the top of the piston. All right, here comes cylinder number two. And this is a little better shot because the piston's further away. But I'm not sure what the hell I'm looking at. I don't know what that thing is at the top. And I don't know why I'm seeing the valve. Pretty sure it's not the piston. The valves are on top. I don't know what that is, but that's cylinder number two, going right down the plug hole. And that's the best I got. All right, let's look at three. All right, we're gonna go to number three. As you can see, I have an old bore scope, so it doesn't have any connectivity. So here we go down the hole. All right, this This is where no man has gone before. And this is something from Star Trek, obviously. Having a little trouble finding the hole, as they say. Oh, there we go. And there it is again. Same thing as in 2. I gotta take a look and see what we're looking at. That can't be the piston at top dead center. That just doesn't, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. And what is that bolt thing at the top again? And then the thing to the lower right. Anyway, let's go to number 4. So number 4, you see even less. There's this shiny thing on the top. It takes me a second to get in there. I'm not sure if it's the light reflecting back or what, but once I get into the hole, it was real hard to get my borescope into the hole. There it is. See that shiny thing? What the hell is that? Is that a Star Trek thing again? I took another video of it. There's number 4. So we're going in, baby. Drilling for oil. So I guess it is shining back. It is something glossy like glass or something on the top of the piston. And if you looked at the spark plug, that had the most carbon buildup, which number 4 usually does. And if I remember correctly, you can see some caked stuff. Guess not. Anyway, that's number 4. You know, I never gapped these to 44 thousandths of an inch. I took them right out of the package and I've been running them. And they were definitely, I checked them today and they were definitely more like 32 thousandths. So I brought them up to about 44 thousandths. And we're going to hear it start right now. Let's see if it runs better. Sounds the same. But somebody wrote in and said that if we increase the gap, it's like advancing the engine. So I'm hoping to get a few, like another 50 RPMs at idle, because I didn't like my idle speed. It was just a little on the lopey side. So hopefully maybe this will increase the idle speed just a hair. I'll get back to you and let you know if it does.